Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right next to me is Sam.
I'm trying to fix this, but oh well, it is what it is. But it still look crazy.
Tonight we are going to be talking about the latest Marvel film, Eternals. We were able to see that earlier this week thanks to a special advanced screening provided by GoFobo. Um, so we wanted to wait a little bit to talk about this because we know this is opening weekend. As a matter of fact,
Yeah, I want to give
Eternals
people a
is.
chance to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
We know people spoil movies. That's how we find out how great they are or how ungreat they are. But we didn't want to do that this time.
Right. I mean, although this is still going to be a spoiler-free review since this is still opening night, but if you're still on the fence about seeing the movie, stick around. We're going to tell you about it. But before that, we want to remind you guys to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that like button down below if you enjoyed this review, and comment down below with your thoughts. If you've already seen Eternals, or if you see Eternals after you watch this review, tell us what you think about it. So. This movie, Eternals, is the Marvel's big. First of all, it's Marvel's big return to exclusive theater release. I know that other films this year have they've been on Disney Plus as well for the premium access, the extra $35. This one is exclusively available in theaters. This is directed by Chloe Zhao, who made waves last year at the Academy Awards for her film Nomadland. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's really good. And this has an all-star cast. You have Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani. I don't know how to say his name still. He was in Lovebirds with Issa Rae. Go check out Lovebirds review now available on YouTube channel. Liam McHugh, my boy, Brian Tyree Henry, Lauren Ridloff, Barry Keoghan, Don Lee, Harsh Patel, Kit Harington, Salma Hayek, and Angelina Jolie. Wow, did you really have to read all the cast? Yes, because our heroes, our central heroes, there are 10 of them. We're following 10 central heroes, and as well as a few side characters as well. It's a lot to say about this film.
So it's 2 hours and 37 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the film, so just I missed a little beginning part of it, and actually I thought this was a whole different film I was going to see. Also, I would have done research on it prior to, so I know I was getting into. So I get in and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Well, maybe it's live action, and it fucking was. It's a whole nother movie. But anyway, so after I finally got over that shit, because I had to get over that shit, I got over that. I'm like, okay, let me start watching this. So I thought that the movie was very interesting. As mentioned, it follows the Eternals, and they have to make some decisions as it pertains to the human world. So we follow their story and how they deal with the situation, the solutions that they come up with, and how their solutions not only impact the world but also their own livelihood and what is their world as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that the film was pretty good. I thought that it was the overall look of the film was good. I thought that the fighting scenes were good, except for, and I'm gonna call him Paperboy. I thought Paperboy could have been a little bit stronger, even though he did show some strength. I still think that his powers for him to be an Eternal should have been stronger. Even though I get it compared to what he was up against, but I think that part could,
yeah,
like
yeah, I get what you're saying. Basically, this
little girl was whooping his ass. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, so each of the Eternals, they have their own unique set of powers, ranging from super strength to super speed. And in Paperboy's case, Brian Tyree Henry's case, he's able to create things. They were created by Celestials. This isn't really spoiling anything. They were created by beings above them, and they serve a purpose. But they decide to, after they fulfill their purpose, so to speak, they decide to stick around for what, the next thousands of years or next several centuries, to pretty much just interact with humans and live amongst humans
and learn how humans are, and just to see if they're worth, like all creatures want to see with humanity. Right. Is humanity really worth it?
So you see that there's a lot of them who are influential to certain events that happen in history. There are some who want to be more influential, because one of the things that they can't do is, if you watch What If, you have to watch it, who can't interfere. The Eternals pretty much have the same rules. They can't interfere in history. There's one of them who has an ability to control other people's minds. And one of the questions that comes up in the movie is, why can't I use my power to stop any potential violence or any potential wrongdoings and just create the perfect world? That's not what their job is. So he's like not allowed to do it. But he kind of works around that in a way, in a manner of speaking. And all the other Eternals, they just, again, they learn about the human experience and struggle with interfering and making things better. They kind of push us in the right direction, so to speak, but they really can't full on, because if they were to have interfered, there's the question, like, they could have made our society better. So in the trailers for this movie and in the lead up to the movie, the big question was asked, well, where were you guys when Thanos attacked? And that question is answered again in the very obvious answer. They were instructed not to help. Which, I mean, that doesn't really cause much of an issue in the movie. It's pretty much just a straightforward question that's asked one time.
I think that really lets us know the place where this movie takes place. Like, I think that's more for the reference guide.
Yeah.
And the fact that it wasn't engaged for more than a few seconds was great. So it wasn't no dwelling. It just basically, here we are right now. This is where we're at. That's basically what it was.
Yeah. There aren't any cameos from any other Avengers in here, although they do a lot of name dropping as always. But one of the things I liked about the film, you mentioned the way it looked. I did really enjoy the way that this film was shot and the way that it just presented itself. Chloe Zhao, her film Nomadland was known for using a lot of natural lighting, not like any stage lighting or anything. So she would go out at certain times of the day just to get the right type of scene that she wanted to get. I imagine that's a tedious process. And for what I'm to understand, she did the same thing with this big budget Marvel film. And it shows, because there's a few scenes that's like, wow, that's how it will look in real life, if you were actually there in this setting. So it's really nice to see that instead of all the different color tones that they use in these Marvel movies, it's something different, gives it a different look and therefore a different feel. What's something else that you noticed about the movie?
Well, I know one of the Eternals was pissing me off when it was their time to handle business. I was like, well, damn, get your ass up.
I know what you're talking about.
You supposed to be an Eternal.
Right.
You acting like you immortal.
Acting like you're a Eternal.
Damn.
Like Eternal.
Like, damn.
What else? What do you think about the action in the movie? I know a lot of people they've asked me what did I think about the action and things like that.
I mean, like I said, I think it was good. I'm trying to think now.
I know essentially one thing I tell a lot of people, and I hate to be the comparison guy, but I say that that this is pretty much like the Justice League almost. Like, these characters are kind of reminiscent of that in a way, not like hardcore.
It reminded me of that. It definitely reminded me of a couple of films. But I mean that's typical superhero though.
Yeah.
But
the one character, Icarus, I remember some of the Eternals names. I don't remember all of them, but Icarus in particular stood out to me because he's like exactly like Superman. You see him in the trailer, he shoots the lasers, he can fly. He's like Superman. And
Superman, or what's his name?
A Homelander.
More like Superman or Homelander. That's a better question.
Y'all gotta when y'all see the movie, let us know in the comments down below if you think that Icarus is more like Superman or Homelander. When you see the movie, you'll get it.
That's a good mix though.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a character in there who's deaf, who is also portrayed by an actually deaf actress.
And who puts the Flash
she's
to shame.
That Flash movie got to do something, because this
the Flash
speedster here, Yeah, she was cool. I loved it. I love speedsters, and I loved her how they shot her running and how her powers were. She was strong as hell. That's all I'm gonna say. She was strong. You've already talked about,
and we had Angelina Jolie. She I don't really know too much what her power was, but she was also going through issues as well. So she has something going on as well. So the Eternals were going through something within themselves, as well as dealing with other worlds and whatever the case may be.
Was I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all their other names. We had the one with the super strength. He was really strong. Let's talk about their one of their major threats, which is the Deviants. That's what they're called. Like I said, this is spoiler free, so I'm trying to tiptoe around this the best that I can. But
those Deviants were hellified.
Yeah, they were they're like space lizards, like little badass space lizards.
They were hellified, and just the way they engage, it's what's expected of a inferior species trying to get a form of intelligence, and so that's what we see there with that. So that's without spoiling it, without giving up anything. I didn't give up anything.
She gave up nothing. And to her credit, to also expand on that a little bit, you mentioned one of the fight scenes with the Deviants. That was a really, how they fought.
Okay, so I didn't say it in particular. Okay.
Well, you're not in particular, but there was a fight scene that I thought was really good because it was like she said, they fight real primally, like creatures they're trying to,
I didn't.
That's how I interpreted what you said. All right, that's how I interpreted what you said.
I swear that's not what I.
That's
said,
how I interpreted what you said. But yeah, it's the brutality of how they fought. I like that as well. I don't know. I just thought about that particularly. You know what I'm talking about.
I said nothing. I
didn't say anything either. I'm typing them up with the action. I'm telling you, it's all right. So anyway, moving along.
I mean that's what giving. Okay, so we have the Deviance fight in the Eternals. Okay, so yeah, the scenes were pretty good. But like I said, for Eternals, I'm expecting some eternal goddamn magic. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just say that because that's why I'm like, what's going on here? Like, who are they? Like, shit, is this Teen Titans Go? Like, are they just coming into themselves? That's how I felt like when I first. Because at first, like I said, I was already on another movie. I'm like, okay, I'm about to do this. I don't know what this is about to be. About to be what? I don't know. Like, you don't know what the fuck is this? So I'm like, okay. And so now I'm like, do something. Y'all letting everybody come out and whoop y'all ass. Damn. That's how I felt.
So, there was okay, I'm cycling through the powers of the other characters too. There was one character, she touched stuff and they can turn to like different objects like dust or flowers or like hard ice or something like that.
We've seen that ability before, so it's nothing. A lot of abilities we've seen.
I think it's just the way that they're used is a little different somewhat different or new because
what I'll say to that is the use of the ability is based on the personality of the owner, and that's just the truth. So I mean, of course, it's gonna be different based on that person's personality.
Okay.
Well, the ability, the use of it, I'll say.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm saying just with the on-screen portrayal too, because although we've gotten so many superhero movies from both Marvel and DC, I feel like this one it feels. For some reason, and I hate to say it like this, like it feels fresh seeing it like this. It's like, wow, I've never seen this power display like this. It's like, yes, I have. I've seen it in dozens of movies. There's just something about it here that's different.
Because it was filmed, the way it was filmed, and you're just looking at the movie itself, it like just the imagery alone just brought on a different aspect. It just gave you stop. I can't take it. It's like, okay. Turn the book a page. Speak to me philosophical.
But excellent.
Damn. But anyway,
you're learning well.
But I think all of that contributed to the movie because that when it's a bad pick now he's like, I won't even look.
I don't know where to look now.
So when it's a bad movie, like when the graphics are bad, we're like, damn, even if it was a good scene, like, damn, but if it was just shot better. So this movie was shot pretty damn well. So
yeah, Yeah, I agree.
Then that's what contributed to it. Like I said, especially my Flash scene. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just calling my Flash scene because that shit right there. So I definitely give
Flash
it up for
might have to do some reshoots.
I don't know what is it, the graphics team, whoever,
visual effects guys,
all of y'all,
every single one
who
of y'all
did that. Y'all did that.
all of y'all
did that. Y'all gets all the credit.
Yeah,
because y'all really made that movie. Y'all really did.
They did. So in terms of how this may connect to the MCU, I know that I definitely mentioned that this takes place after the snap, and that there are creatures who created the Eternals. Again, this isn't really a spoiler, but there are these creatures, the Celestials who created the Eternals. They are pretty much, you can say, responsible for all life in the Marvel universe. That's not, again, like I said, it's not really giving anything away. They really make that very clear. It's even in the comics that these Celestials created all life and things as such. One of the things with the Eternals and the implications that it has in the Marvel universe moving forward is that there's a particular scene. I do want to wait for Sam to get back to kind of discuss this just a little bit, just give you a little tease of what this scene is, and because there's not like anything blatant that's like, okay, well, yeah, this is gonna tie into an Iron Man, or this is gonna tie into a Thor movie, but it's more so just like hinting and planting seeds of things that can come in the future of the MCU movies. Sam, I was just trying to figure out how to tell them about one of the events in the film that could have that could have implications on the rest of the Marvel universe, in terms of with the Celestials and how they handle the Eternals doing what they do in the movie. There's one particular, I'm trying to figure out how to, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So what do you think about that, and how it would have larger stakes in the MCU? Do you think that's gonna?
I mean, of course it would. I mean, like how can we not?
Right.
How can we not?
Yeah. So
that's enough said about that. Because that's gonna. I think that's gonna give out a little bit, too much of. Especially if you're not trying to do spoilers.
Yeah. Let's see. I was asked about. I'm thinking about things I was asked about as well. I was asked about the post credit scenes. I stayed for the mid credit scene. It was very interesting. A very deep cut comic book character is introduced, and I think it's really cool. With the very I don't know what the big deal is over this particular actor. I don't know, but everyone seems to be very excited about it. So I don't know. When you guys see it, you can let me know in the comments what you think about it. Although I didn't stay for the post-credit scene, I have some information on what it was, and it ties into a character that is introduced into the film. And again, it's a deep cut. So for those of you who know your Marvel lore, when this character first appears in the movie, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. You're gonna kind of be waiting for it. And it does kind of pay off in the end credits. So
this movie has a 6.8. A 6.8 on IMDb and a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I can see why I
am going to address that.
But I thought it would have been a little bit higher. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, because I know there was a lot of review bombing going on with this film, so that Rotten Tomatoes score is a little unfair. But to also, like I said, I can see where some people can say, "Oh, it just wasn't that great of a film." One of the things,
because a lot more could have been done. Huh? Said the expansion of their powers, like this is the Eternals. First of all, we don't even know them.
Right, and for this to be such a massive group of people to be introduced to us for the first time,
and the type of power that they have. Like I get it that they wanted to start it out with us seeing like a problem or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But since we started there, show us their damn powers. These motherfuckers been around for what, 10 billion years, however long
and it
they've
does
been
show.
around. It's like, damn,
right?
Like Thor can come by and whoop y'all ass one swing. Shit, Batman.
And it shows them in flashbacks throughout time, throughout different time periods and stuff like that to kind of fill in some gaps. But I mean, that kind of does slow the movie down a little bit, because like it adds to the movie and it subtracts from the movie. It adds to the movie because it lets you know, okay, these are what these characters' interactions are really like. So this is why they are acting like this towards each other. This is why certain interactions are more important amongst the group. But then it subtracts from the film because it's like, okay, so we're doing another flashback real quick. All right, so does this really important, or could y'all have done this differently? So that is one way it does subtract from the film. I can understand that. I don't see how. I hear some people say it was boring.
I could see all of that. I could see all of that. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like none of that is possible because it surely is.
Because I'll be honest, like, you know, for as much praise as I've given this movie thus far, I will say that I definitely I wasn't fully connecting with the movie. Usually when I see a movie like this, or really when I watch a movie that I really like, I find myself like in the zone of the movie, like really connected in there, locked in. This one, I was like, I was kind of more out of it than I was in it. And
I mean, that could have been. I'm gonna give this movie another watch. I think I am, because I don't think it was really given like a fair watch shot for my end. I will say that I did my best to get into it, so that's why I'm not gonna even hit it harsh. I'm gonna give it credit for what I can give it credit for. But you know, I'm gonna be honest about what I saw. So it is what it is. So definitely check it out. Like I said, who knows? Everybody got a different opinion. You might like it, and if you don't, so what?
Yeah,
you watched it, you tried it. That's the only way we're gonna find out if we like it.
Right.
But I would give this film. I'll say I'll give it a 3.8. I'll give it a 3.8. And a couple of, might be a little pity on the end of that, but I'm gonna give it a 3.8. Yeah. Just because of whatever, but okay.
Yeah. Having sat through pretty much the entire movie, and like I said, being phased in and out of it, I would give it like a solid 4. I'm riding on the fence of 3.9, but I think a solid 4 would be fine. And it's not like a high 4, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'll give it a solid 4. It was enjoyable. The action sequences were really good, better than I thought they would be. But I just couldn't really connect with the movie as a whole. I couldn't really connect with it. But it is something I would watch again as well.
Because I missed the beginning part, so sometimes that could throw you off from your movie game or whatever.
Right. So there's definitely that. So so that's all we have to say in our spoiler-free review of the Eternals. Y'all probably will never get a spoiler-filled review, but if y'all happen to see the movie this weekend, let us know in the comments down below what you think of it. In the meantime, remember to hit the like button on this video, subscribe, and we'll be back.
Be safe out there, guys. Be safe. What people still getting sick out here. So be safe.
Yep. And we'll be back Sunday with another review of a movie.